Good morning, everyone. I hope you're ready for some Fundations. Let's get started with our keyword warm-up. A, apple, a. E, ed, e. I, itch, I. J, j. O, octopus, a. Q, u, qu. U, up, a. Y, y. Z, z. W, h, whistle, w. C, h, chin, ch. S, h, ship, sh. TH, thumb, CK, sock, k. Awesome. And last week we started doing the glued sounds that are in the second row right there. We did ANG, fang, ang, ING, ring, ing, ONG, song, ong, and today we're going to focus on UNG, lung, ung. I know you've already learned these in your class, so this is all review. All right, let's get ready to practice some words with UNG in them. I will say a word and you can write it. If you happen to have letters around your house or you have Post-it notes, you could make your own Fundations board by putting letters on Post-its and doing little stickies, or it's totally fine to just write them. However you want to do this and practice your words is awesome. Okay, so UNG, lung, ung. I want to think about that for a second. Who knows where your lungs are? They're inside your chest and they help you breathe. So we're going to be thinking about words that rhyme with ung or have ung at the end. Let's start with the word hung. That would be the past tense of hang. She hung a picture. Okay, say hung and let's tap it out. Ung. 3 fingers for 3 letters. Go ahead and build or write hung. Feel free to pause it if you need to. Pull down my H. Ung. Now sometimes I see kids start to do this for ung. They do ung. But remember, this is a glued sound, so we want to use the glued sound card if I have one. So I will pull down my UNG. Hung. Great. Now I'm going to spell it away. Help me spell it away, or if it's on your paper, you can spell what you wrote. H-U-N-G. Okay, great. Get ready to write this next word. Lung. Let's tap it together. Ung. Build it or write it. Ung. Good. After you build it, I want you to practice marking it up. How do we mark up a glued sound? A little bit louder? That's right. We put a box around it. We box in the glued sound. Why do we mark our words? Some of the parents at home might be wondering, why do they have to mark all these things up? Anyone remember? That's right. We mark up our words to help us check them and notice patterns in our learning and make sure that we understand the different parts. It's a visual way to help us understand. Okay, I'll erase my box. And now let's try a sentence. Okay, get ready to repeat after me. She hung the hat in the hall. One more time and let's count our words. She hung the hat in the hall. How many words did you count? 7. Okay, let me pull down our sentence frames. Why do we start with this one? That's right, it's taller. All sentences start with a capital letter. She hung the hat in the hall. Parents, we use these to help kids see the structure of the sentence and know all of the words. And so if you don't have these at home, you don't need them. This is just a cue that a teacher would typically put up on a board to help. And then we circle all of the trick words. She, hung is a word you can tap out. The is a trick word you know. Hat, in you can tap out. The is a trick word. And hall you can tap out. And don't forget your end mark. So pause it here and work on your sentence, and then we'll check it together. Okay, let's check our first part. Did you start with an uppercase? Here's my uppercase S in the word she. And did you put an end mark at the end? I did a period at the end of this one. Excellent. Now let's check all of our trick words. This is getting me thinking too. Families at home, an idea that you could have is to make a trick word wall. You could try just getting a piece of paper and writing the trick words as a reference, or you could kind of cut up little strips of paper or index cards and write it on and put it on in a wall in your house if you wanted to. The teachers have sent home trick word lists in your weekly email as well, so that you have those. That's what we're referring to. Trick words are words that have a tricky part, but we see a lot in reading and writing, so we really need to know them by heart, how to write them and spell them very quickly. So she hung, here's our other trick word, her. It's got ER in it, and we know ER, her, is actually the key word for it. And then our last trick word that you want to make sure you spell it correctly is the. Now let's check over all the words that you can tap out. This one was hung, so let's just check it. Here's how you check it. You read what you actually wrote. So if this is what I actually wrote, I can't just say, yep, hung, I'm right. I need to really check it and say, ing. Wait a second. Ing, hing. She hing her hat in the hall. Nope, I made a mistake, and I will clean it up. My mistake is in the vowel. I didn't need to erase the whole thing, but sometimes it's hard not to get my tip small enough on the computer. Okay, let me write ung. I need to stretch out that vowel to make it say ung. She hung her hat. I'm going to tap that out to help me write it. At, and you should check yours. In, tap yours out and check it. Hall. I know the beginning sound. Check your beginning sound. All. Ooh, I know it's a glued sound. A-L-L. Great, let's read it together. She hung her hat in the hall. Let's scoop it. She hung her hat in the hall. Wow, that was a tough scoop. In the hall. Awesome. Read it until it sounds smooth. She hung her hat in the hall. She hung her hat in the hall. Great job. The last thing that we're going to do today is practice reading some words with ung and some sentences too. Okay, get ready. Okay, I want you to just take a look at this. Count how many words do you see that have our focus sound of the day, U-N-G. Did you count 7? Good, so did I. So when we're reading, we have to pay close attention to the vowel because I also see some of the glued sound from last week, ing. So we really have to focus on if we're saying or ing. Notice my corners of my mouth go back when I'm saying ing. Ing. All right, let's really focus. Pause it here and practice it yourself. Remember, some of us might need to tap the parts, and some of us might be able to read the whole parts, and some of us might just be tapping in our head. I'm going to do it that way this time to try to get smoother. You'll kind of see me looking up when I'm doing it in my head. My head's kind of bouncing, going, ooh, lung, but I'm only going to say it out loud. I'm going to do the rest of the blending in my head. Lung, sung, thing, rung, rung, hung, sting, thing, wing, dung, bing, sung, chips, sock, pills, wig. Okay, so some of you might be at that step where you're blending it in your head. You might have seen my lips move a little as I was trying to decode it. And some of you might be tapping with your fingers, and some of you might be reading the whole words. Wherever you're at, keep practicing these. Keep this screen paused and practice it until it's smooth. Okay, very last activity for today is 2 sentences. Here we go. He hung his hat on the, oh, I'm stuck on that word. I think I'll tap it out. Shelf, shelf. He hung his hat on the shelf. He hung his hat on the shelf. Let's try the next one. I have 2 lungs. I have 2 lungs. I have 2 lungs. Keep reading them until it sounds the way you would say it. Great job. Keep up the hard work, guys, and look for ung words everywhere you go.